All right. Well, let's go ahead and begin. Let's see. There we go. All right. So find your space. And shake it out. Shifting weight, turning waist. And when you turn your body, you can pivot on the ball of one of the feet, or you can pivot on the heel. So you can turn your toes out, or you can bring your heel in. It changes the size of your stance a little bit, but that's about it. Big circles out front. And breathing fully. Lifting and dropping shoulders, twisting motions with your hands, panting breath into the nose, out to the mouth. Swing arms. Inhale up, exhale down. Side to side. Inhale to center, exhale as you swing out. Turning, gently twisting. One foot forward, rocking forward and back. Switch feet. Feet in parallel, sink down into your heels, rock forward on the inside of the feet, plucking with your hands up to the height of your shoulders. Relax the hands, draw in, spread your fingers wide, open your eyes wide, sink down into your heels, inhaling. Exhale, roll your shoulders forward a little bit, hollowing your chest. Inhale, squeezing your shoulder blades together and back as you sink. Tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone. Inside of the foot forward, outside of the foot back and down. And then weight on one side, root, swing leg, start small, build up. Inhale as you swing back, exhale as you swing forward. And the other side. And switch, touching in front and in back with the opposite hand. And the other side. And switch, both hands in front, both hands in back. Tip of the tongue touching the roof of the mouth, of course, that helps you with your balance. And the other side. And looking up, inhaling, squeezing your shoulder blades together and back. Exhale as you drop your head forward and roll your shoulders forward, hollowing the chest. Inhale up, exhale down. And then side to side. Exhale to front, letting your shoulders roll forward. Inhale to the side, squeezing your shoulder blades together and back, tucking your chin, tucking your tailbone. Soften the backs of the knees, relax your toes, spread them, connect to the earth through the feet. And then horseshoe shape from side to side. Exhale to center, inhale to the side. And then all the way around. Exhale forward, inhale back. And the other direction. Shoulders, swing a backstroke. And the other direction, swimming forward. And then both shoulders up the front and down the back. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, down and forward. And the other direction, coming up the back and down the front. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, forward and down. Fists together, pull twice, palms up, high, low, low, high. Pull twice, palms up, high, low, low, high. Then fists together, turning twice, ha, 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 ha. Holding hands, offering resistance, ha, 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 ha. And then white crane spreads wings, forward foot, low hand on the same side of the body. Lift your fingertips up. Inhale to center, exhale as you spread your wings. Forward foot, low hand on the same side. So whatever foot goes forward, that hand goes down. And then twist your body towards the front foot, low hand side. And switch. Inhaling to center, exhale as you turn towards your front foot, low hand side. And then tip your head to one side, open and close the fist on the other side, and nod. And other side. Then pull one hand over, tip your head the same way, and nod again. Other side. Then raise one hand, palm up, out to the side. Point your fingertips down, point your thumb back, push the heel of your palm away, tip your head away, and nod. Spread your toes, grip the earth gently with your feet. Tuck your tailbone, soften the backs of the knees. Other side. Palm up to start, point the fingers down, point the thumb back, push the heel of your palm away, tip your head away, and nod. And breathe. And then focus on your rib cage. As you bring your chest forward, squeeze your shoulder blades together and back. As your chest goes back, roll your shoulders forward. Inhale as your chest goes forward, shoulders back. Exhale as your chest goes back, shoulders forward. And the other direction. Then close hand fist, other hand covers it. Massage your center as you gently make circles with your hips and waist. And the other direction. Then rolling hips coming up the back and down the front. And as you do so, your hips and shoulders are harmonic, so they'll move together. Your elbows will move with the shoulders. The hands move with the elbows. Turn a ball over on the side, carry it across the front. Inhale as you turn the ball over. Exhale as you carry it across the front. Find the size of the ball that gives you the greatest sensation of electricity or magnetic feeling in the hands. Other direction, coming up the front and down the back. And then feet together, little circles with your knees. Other direction. Open out, inside forward, outside back. The other direction, outside forward, inside back. Then circle one foot, dangle the opposite hand, press down on the knuckles with the heel of your palm, pluck up on the hand itself, drop your elbows, drop your shoulders, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, breathe fully. Then point the fingers in, thumb pushing in alignment with the bone of the hand by the pinky knuckle. As you push, the pinky goes closest to the body. The fingers wrap around the base of the thumb, pulling, so you twist the hand, bend the wrist, and as you drop the hand down, the outer thumb slides along the bone of the hand up to the corresponding finger middle knuckle, folding each finger in towards the palm individually. And once all four fingers have been stretched, dangle the hand, and you're going to stretch the thumb by pushing the thumb towards wrist, fingers wrap around wrist, and squeeze. And breathe. Soften the back of the knee of the leg you're standing on, spread your toes, shoulders and elbows down, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone. Palm out, pull back. So one has to constantly be on guard against reintroducing stress and tension into the body. Palm out, fingers down. So periodically, you just have to go through those checkpoints. Shoulders down, elbows down, chin tucked, tailbone tucked, softening the backs of the knee, spreading your toes. And the other side, circle the foot, dangle the opposite hand, press down on the knuckles with the heel of your palm, pluck up on the hand itself, shoulders and elbows drop. So as you pluck up, you want a maximum bend to the wrist. If you lift the elbows, that bend goes away. So you want that stretch. Then turn the fingers in, thumb pushing on the pinky knuckle, fingers pulling on the base of the thumb. As you drop the hand down, the outer hand thumb slides along the bone of the hand up to the corresponding finger middle knuckle, pushing it towards the palm. Once all four fingers have been stretched in this fashion, dangle the hand, thumb pushes thumb towards wrist, fingers wrap around wrist and squeeze. Relax your forehead, let your shoulders drop, soften the back of the knee of the leg you're standing on. Palm out, pull back. Palm out, fingers down, pull back. And then patting out, starting at the crown, lightly tapping. Stimulating the pituitary gland, corpus callosum, the connector between the two hemispheres. Back of the head, stimulating the medulla oblongata, responsible for the autonomic nervous system in general, specifically the parasympathetic, and even more specifically, the respiratory system. Forehead, stimulating the executive functions of the brain, the frontal lobes where the critical thinking factors are located. Then ears, push the door closed, that's the tragus, that triangular shape right there, close that, then tap with your middle finger. Third eye, center of the forehead. Two fingers inside the eyebrows. Drop your shoulders. Outside the eyebrows. Under the eyes. Base of the nostrils. Upper lip center. Lower lip center. Jaw. Throat, working on the thyroid gland. Grief point, center of each pectoral muscle. And then just up under the collarbones. Under the arm, working on the pericardium and the heart points under the arm. Other side. Shoulder. Gallbladder and stomach points being worked on here. Other side. Edge of hand. When you work on things in the stomach and gallbladder and so forth, you're also working on neurotransmitters. Other side. Neurotransmitters that are often created in the gut. Outside the arm. Inside. Outside the other arm. Inside. Thumping the thymus. Let out your Tarzan or Jane yell. Oh, adrenals, kidneys, let out your high-pitched E sound. Belt channel under the ribs. And center. A little bit below your belly button. Dantian. Hips in the inguinal crease. Close your fist at the last moment before the strike. Bottoms. Backs of the legs down, up the front and inside. And bottoms of the feet. Smooth it out, around the back of the head, down the center line, press in. Underneath the arm, around, down the center line, press in. Over the top, around, press in, underneath, around, press in, inside and outside of both arms. Over the crown, down the back, backs of the legs, around the feet, up the front, inside, over the crown again, down the back. Once more, tracing the meridians. And then just below solar plexus, pushing in, bending over, walking the fingers down the abdomen, come up on the right side, down on the left side, and then rubbing the belly in the same way. Up on the right, down on the left. Following the route of peristalsis, the route that the food travels through the digestive system. Then palm up. These are Indonesian hand dances. They're good for the brain in general. 1 up, 3 down. 1 up, 3 down. Same thing with the other hand. 1 up, 3 down. 1 up, 3 down. When you get both hands going, you have 1 up and 3 down simultaneously. Let go, turn, reconfigure. 1 up and 3 down. So palm up is 1, palm down is 3. Oppositional movement of fingers, oppositional movement of palms. Then, if you can, take your 1 up and put it inside the circle of your 3 down hand. And the 1 is still palm up and the 3 is still palm down. Then right hand. Index, middle, ring, pinky. That's the sequence on the right. Index, middle, ring, pinky. Left hand sequence is pinky, ring, middle, index. Pinky, ring, middle, index. Palms facing opposing directions. Index on the right, pinky on the left. Middle and ring, ring and middle, pinky and index. Then the hands turn over. Again, index and pinky, middle and ring and middle, pinky and index. Go only as fast as you can accomplish the deed. It is not better to go wrong faster. And then if you can, interlace the 2 circles. You bring the hands close enough so that the 2 circles can link. Then palms turn in, make fists, thumb out, pinky out, switch. Pinky and thumb and pinky. Pinky and thumb and pinky. Farthest finger to one side, farthest finger to the other. And for this one, you don't turn your hands, you keep your palms turned inward towards the body. Then index points away. thumb points in. Same thing with the other hand. So you have oppositional movement of hands going out and coming in. The inward moving hand, thumb touches your chest, outward moving hand, index points away. Only one finger out from either fist. Then circles. The hands will always be approximately the same height from the ground as each other. They meet at the North Pole. They're far apart at the equator, and they meet at the South Pole. Then if you can, turn your hands at the top and at the bottom so that your palms can address one another around the sphere. So it's like the palms are caressing the sphere. Then, if you can, add in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1 finger movements. Good. Then, heel-toe opposition. As you turn on your central axis, avoid shifting from side to side. So any change of where the weight goes is forward and back, but not side to side. So as your body turns, the side where the knee goes forward, you lift the heel, and on the side where the knee goes back, you lift the toes. And the weight does not shift side to side. It may move front and back as you place the weight on the ball of one foot and the heel of the other. But it doesn't change which side has more weight. Then if you can, add the circles back in. Then, if you can, add in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1 finger movements, and or turning your head side to side with your eyes moving in the opposite direction from where you turn your face, and or sinking and rising. All right, good, good. Let's do a quick check-in, see how you're doing.
Hi, let me unmute everyone. Doing great.
Yay. Good, good. Are there any questions about any of the warm-ups, any of the Indonesian hand dances, anything?
No.
Nope. Okay, good. All right, so we've been working on the 5 elements. And so let's continue that process. Okay. So I'm going to face you so that you can see what's happening with my hands. Start with your heels touching, pointing the toes out to the 2 corners. Spread your toes, connect them to the ground. Connect the pads behind the 5 toes. Connect the bubbling well point, which is called the bubbling well. And it's just behind the ball of the foot. It's kidney 1 in the meridian system. Outside edge of each foot and the heel of each foot. So that's 10 points in each foot. Then soften the backs of the knees. Tuck the tailbone under, supporting your internal organs with your pelvic bowl. Imagine lengthening your coccyx downwards and have a sensation that your pelvis is hanging like a pendulum from the string of your spine, which is suspended from 3 feet above, like the crown of your head is being lifted up. Chin tucked, tip of the tongue touching the roof of the mouth. Collarbones floating up, chest relaxing down. Lightly squeeze the shoulder blades together and back, creating a dove's egg under each arm, and sink your elbows. Float your wrists slightly and form a ball of energy in each hand. Wu Chi. Then turn to your left and gaze to the upper left corner behind you. Come center and gaze to the right upper corner behind you. Sink into your right leg, float your left foot to the side, and center feet in parallel. Sink down into your heels. Pluck hands, gather, hollowing your chest as you bring your wrists towards one another to the height and width of your shoulders. And point the fingertips in, rotate the hands, the elbows, the shoulders, and pluck into your hips while you sink. Exhale as you gather. Inhale as you draw in. We're going to repeat these movements for a while, each one as a review. Exhale as you gather, hollowing your chest, weight forward on the toes. Inhale, outside edge of the foot to the heels as you sink. Inside of the foot, forward to the toes as you gather. Articulate your hands around the sphere, outside edge of the foot into the heels. Gather. Drawing into center. Gathering. Draw into center. Now I'm going to move in opposition to your movement. So in a minute, I'm going to say step back left, but I'm going to step back right, so I'll be a mirror image to you. Now, cross your hand over the top and step back left, kai xing, stretching out to the sides. As you go forward, drop that hand, lotus palm down, plucking with the back foot hand, palms address the sky, wings of eagles. Shifting back, where the weight goes, that hand goes down. Lotus palm going down, pluck hand coming up, palms to the sky. Turn your body towards the rising hand side. Exhaling forward, palms to the sky. Inhaling back, turning towards the rising hand. Palms to the sky. So where the weight goes, that hand goes down like a teeter-totter. Inhale as you go back. Exhale as you go forward. Inhale as you go back. Exhale as you go forward. Then palms turn in, stretching high, stretching low, shift back. This movement is called mixing heaven and earth. You're holding frame like you're holding a piece of glass, a glass plate or plane between the two hands. As you go forward, the high hand comes down to your head, down the center line to your heart, while your low hand swings up to the height of your heart, so that your fingertips on the dropping hand are pointing up, the rising hand fingers are pointing down. The weight is forward now. Then when you shift back, you complete 1/2 spin of that sphere, and then you have a release of the fingers. As you go forward, the high hand falls to the head, to the heart, low hand swings up and away. Shift back, you go back to polarity, high and low, and then release the fingers. Exhale forward, inhale back. So you go 1/4 of the pie for each shift. Shift forward, that's 1/4. Shift back, that's 1/2. Shift forward again, that's 3/4 of the pie. Shift back, that's the whole pie. Exhale forward. Inhale back, high and low stretch. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Then, once you've done that, usually 3 shifts, which means shift forward, shift back. That's that in this set, that's what that is. Then pull the front foot in to a cat stance and shrink the circle by hands coming past the center at the heart. Then shrink it again, turning your waist. And shrink it a 3rd time, turning your waist. And then pat your belly. Okay? So, you shift forward, shift back, shift forward, shift back, shift forward, shift back, and then shrink it. 1, draw the foot in. Shrink it 2, turn the waist. Shrink it 3, turn the waist, and then pat your belly. Good. And again, shifting forward, shifting back, mixing heaven and earth, forward and back, forward and back, and then pull it in descending circles. 1, 2, it shrinks, 3, it shrinks, pat the belly. The next movement is fire and water, actually 2 movements. The fire movement starts with your weight back, you're in a cat stance, your hands go into an open position, and then you step out into a good bow stance. And as you push forward, you turn your body towards the front and you push out and up to the height of the shoulders. Elbows are squeezing towards each other. And when the hands go above the head, shift back. That was fire. Fire rises. And then hands are overhead, palms turning down. Water, like rain, coming down, and you draw the front foot into a cat stance again. And you come down, tracing the hands, tracing the meridians to the kidneys. Okay? So pat your belly. Stepping out, push out and up, fire, and the sound is hold. When the hands go above the head, shift back, palms turn in, elbows out, water. Coming down to the kidneys. So you pat your belly, palms facing outward and upward, push out and up, squeeze your elbows together, back heel on the ground, shoulders down, and then when the hands go above the head, shifting back, elbows out, and the water is like a drop, and it falls to the head, down to the kidneys. And again, pat the belly, fire, hold, rising up, water, coming down to the kidneys. Okay, pat the belly, fire, hold, squeeze the elbows together, coming back, water, shui. So shui is water. It means flow, as in feng shui. That's where the word feng shui comes from. It's the flow of water, the art of placement so that there's good flow in the space. All right. Now, the next movement is a turn. So after the fire and water, your hands stay at the kidneys while you do the turn. So if you have stepped back with your left foot, okay, in this set, you'll always turn towards your back foot. At the end of fire, you're forward. At the end of water, you're back. When your weight is back, your toes are going to turn inward to what's called an inward T. Now, you don't have to look at your feet to know that they're there. So keep your body upright. You have an inward T. You shift. You lift the foot and sweep out as you make an about face. Okay? Now, I'm going to face to the side so that you can see this. So I'm going to put my left foot back so we can be in alignment with that. And I'm going to face this side. So we have right foot forward, fire, hold, rising up, shifting back, water, hands come down to the kidneys and they press in gently. Your toes of your right foot turn inward, inward T. Try to point that so that the toes are pointing to the other foot. Shift, sink into that leg, then sweep out as you continue the turn so that you have hip width as well as one stride forward position. So you're in a good bow stance. Okay? So, right foot forward, fire, hold. Squeeze the elbows together, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone. Start your shift back, the arms continue to rise. And then water, coming down to the kidneys, pressing in, turn the toes in as far as they'll go, shift, lift the foot and sweep out. And that's when we will go forward and gather again. We'll get to that in a moment. So right foot forward, fire, hold, water, come to the kidneys, turn toes in, shift, lift the foot, sweep out, and that's when we'll shift forward. Okay, so right foot forward, fire, hold, shift back, water, hands come down to the kidneys, turn the toes in as far as possible, shift. This is really going to stimulate the lymphatic system in the quad, the inguinal crease. Then pick that front foot up and step forward. Okay? All right. Let's do that on the other side now, because we do all of this on the other side. So put your left foot forward and pat your belly. Fire, hold, rising up, shifting back, water. Turn your toes in, shift, pick the right foot up and sweep out. And as you shift forward, you'll be able to adjust that back foot so that the toes are pointing to the corner if they didn't quite get there. Okay? So, left foot forward, pat your belly. Fire, hold, rising up, shifting back, water. Turn your toes in, shift, lift the right foot up and sweep out. And that's when you shift forward and go into the next posture. So left foot forward, pat your belly. Fire, hold, weight forward. When the hands go above the head, shift back, inhaling, and then water. Hands to the kidneys, front toes turn in, shift, lift the right foot up, sweep out. And when you go forward, you can adjust the back foot to a good bow stance, 45 degrees. Okay. So that's fire and water turning into the next posture. The next posture is called woodwind. And it starts a little bit like fire in the sense that fire goes out and up, but it goes all the way up over your head. Fire, like you rub two sticks together, you create this thing that's really ball shaped. If fire is out in space like the sun, it forms a ball like the sun. Just like water, when it's not touching something, will form a ball. Both of them, fire and water, both will have a similar quality to them, and they both will ultimately become circular in when they're not actually touching something. Fire rises, water sinks, so they have opposing movement. When we get to woodwind, you've come around to the front, okay? And I'm going to put my left foot forward. You put your right foot, let's see, we made our turn. So if our left foot was back, so put your left foot forward, okay? And I'll mirror you. So your left foot is forward, and you have made the turn. Your hands are at your kidneys. You shift forward and gather, much like we did at the very beginning, but we've got a bow stance now instead of a horse stance. And then you point your fingertips to each other. You rotate your hands, then you turn towards your back foot, pulling, and then you pull your front foot in. So that is very much like the very beginning. When we did the very beginning, you gather, right? And you sink down, but you're equal. Here, you've got 1 foot forward. So there's going to be turn of the waist to magnify that. So if your weight is back, you shift forward and gather. Articulate your hands around the sphere. When you pull, you move your hips towards your back foot, then move your hips towards the front foot side. And then you step out again, and like fire, you squeeze your elbows towards each other, hollow the chest as your hands come up to the height of your shoulders. If we kept going, it would be fire. But this is wood. This is what the fire is clinging to. You then turn your hands out and palms turn down. The hands are now at about 45 degrees, 45 degrees. So they're about 90 degrees apart. And the palms are facing down and your weight is forward. Okay? So we've made our turn. Hands are at the kidneys. You shift forward and gather. You articulate your hands, moving towards your back foot, then turn your body towards the front foot, and you pluck down and in. You can bring it down to the hips, or you can bring it into the liver points here. Either one is perfectly wonderful. Then step back out, turning your waist, and push out and up to the height of your shoulders. Palms turn outward and downward, arms at 45 degrees. Good. So this is the beginning of woodwind. Wood energy, very different from fire and water. Fire rises, water sinks. Wood spreads out. Wood has its own way of working. It actually puts its roots down, breaking up rocks and soil. Okay, it eats the light. It's the living energy. That's what wood represents, the living energy. So everything is connected to that living energy that is alive. Okay, so, and interestingly enough, the living energy also breaks into two parts, basically those that have blood or chlorophyll. Okay, so one's red, one's green, right? So those are opposites. So the woodwind has a polarity as well. So when we have our push out and up to the height of the shoulders, palms turn down, that's you spreading your limbs, you're also spreading your roots down and out. Then the next portion of it is the wind moving on the wood. And the way that works is your arms are going to go up to the height of the head and down to the height of the heart. So the movement of the arms at 45-degree angle out is only this big. It comes up and in, down and out, up and in, down and out. Now, the hand positions are not so plucky or so lotus palmy, if you can kind of catch that. It's a little bit more soft. So it's willow leaf palm on the way in and almost lotus, but not full lotus as you go out. It's like half lotus, not quite the yoga positions. Now, your arms are going to be out at 45 degrees. Where the weight goes, that hand goes down. So when you shift your weight, which you'll be doing, your hands are going to go down on the side where the weight goes and up on the side where the weight is not, where the weight is leaving. We have already examined arms straight out to the side for wings of eagles, and they go all the way up and all the way down, right? So we have the extreme of total openness, rising and falling completely to their height and depth. We've also experimented with mixing heaven and earth, which is forward and back. And that motion too has a quality of extreme high and extreme low, but it's examining the forward and backward motion. So we've now examined the extreme here and the extreme here, but now we're going to find out what's in between that, and that's the wind. So the arms are not going to go straight up to the side, nor will they be straight in front of you. They will be at 45 degrees. They don't go all the way above you and all the way below you. They go to the top of your head and the bottom of your heart. They came up and in, down and out. Up and in, down and out. Okay? Now, while the arm movements are doing that, you're going to make 3 180-degree turns. So if we have turned, I'm going to face this way. If we have turned, so as if we've been doing this whole thing, and I started from this direction, and I step back left. When I do the mixing heaven and earth, and I turn, I then reach out and gather. My left foot is forward. I pull into center, push out and up to the height of the shoulders, palms down at 45 degrees. Now, don't worry about the arms for a minute. The footwork here is the weight is forward. The very first turn we did after fire and water, the weight was back, so we turned the toes. Here, our weight is forward, so we pivot on the ball of the foot, turning it out, shift, then inward T stance. That's a 180-degree turn. Then outward T stance with your toes turning out, pivoting on the heel. Shift, step, toeing in. That is another 180-degree turn. I'm facing exactly the opposite. Then I turn the toes out again, shift, and come around to our original front, feet in parallel. So you come back to a horse stance. So my left foot is forward. Okay, and this, actually, if this was my original front over here, and I made my first turn to this direction, then when I do this motion, fire, water, and I turn toes in, sweep out, No, actually, it would be going the other way. Just did that. So if my original front was, let's say here, sorry, it's trying to help you out and it's causing some challenge for me. So if this is my original front, then my first turn takes me around to here, okay? So my original front is behind me now. And so I do the woodwind movement up and out. My right foot is back. I pivot on the ball of the foot, shift, inward T, 180-degree turn. So I'm facing the original direction. Then toes out, shift, inward T, I'm facing the second direction, pivot on my heel, shift, come around and adjust my feet into parallel, and I'm facing the original position at that point. Now, as we do that, the arms will move top of the head, bottom of the heart. It's not a big movement. It's kind of like, where does life like to live? It likes to live where it's not so extreme. So it doesn't go all the way up, it doesn't go all the way down, it doesn't go all the way in front, it doesn't go all the way to the side, it's somewhere in between. So left foot is forward, we push out and up to the height of the shoulders, palms turn down, and your arms are pointing outwards towards the corners. The weight is forward. So since the weight is forward, our initial motion is left hand down, right hand up. You pivot on the right heel, on the right ball of the foot. Shift onto the right, right hand down, stepping. That hand goes up to the height of the head. As you shift onto it, you pivot on the right heel, right hand rising. And you shift, come around. When you shift onto that foot, the hand goes down. And then come back around to your original front, feet in parallel. Okay? All right, let's try that the other way now. So with your right foot forward, you push out and up. So behind us is the original front. Push out and up, palms turn down. Your weight is forward, so you pivot on the ball of the foot. That hand goes high. The weighted foot hand goes down. You shift, that hand goes down, inward T stance. That hand comes up. As you shift, that hand goes down, toes up, hand up, shift, going in. That's two 180-degree turns. As you shift onto that foot, that hand goes down, toes out, shift, come around to the original front. And that's when we go into the next posture. All right, let's check in. We got both sides in. As we progress with this set, it's a building process.